What up, my gigabytes, and welcome to What If Deku Had Memories Past? Part 1. Now, Memories Past has a quirk, is literally just a reincarnation. I say reincarnation quirk, but it's more of an undetectable quirk that is just him remembering his past lives and his quirk giving him the ability to use those abilities. How should I say it? It's like resetting a game but in pro mode where you have everything unlocked. It basically like that. But instead of having everything unlocked and being at max level, Izuku is going to start at level 1, but he has all of his skills. Like they're dubbed down because he still have to train them, but yeah, you know. Let's see. How should I start this? I'll start with Izuku in middle school. This is just the like canon timeline middle school, like where he starts at the like I'm going to go with the end at the start of the anime for this one. That's why you see Hot Inko, Mama Inko on the screen right now. Let's do yeah. Everything's good. Mitsuki and Inko are friends. Sashi's off doing whatever the fuck he is doing in the anime. Izuku at the moment is in class, just shuddering and just being him. You know, the exact same Izuku, like having his shoulders slump, his head forward, leaning down, looking at his desk, like all sad and depressed. Bakugo does the thing. Actually, the first thing, teacher comes in, says, "Well, today we're gonna pass around these papers so you can fill out these application forms for your high school or a job." Yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, who am I kidding? You all want to be heroes." Throws it up, does the thing. Everyone freaks out and just starts using their quirks. Um, then Katsuki, just being Katsuki, just, puts his foot on the desk and just being all prideful, just says, "Don't let me in with these extras." they could they couldn't even consider themselves sidekicks for a D-lister hero. You know what he said in the anime. Well, something similar to that. Anyway, then the teacher says, "Well, it seems like Katsuki and Midoriya, like Katsuki, Bakugo, and Izuku Midoriya, are going to UA." Katsuki being a lot arrogant, more arrogant than he was in canon, uh, goes to Izuku, picks him up by the collar, and just stares at him while letting off like like not very powerful explosions, just burning his uniform, like the collar of his uniform where he's grabbing it, and says, "Hey nerd, quirkless Deku, you know what? How about you just jump out that window right there? And maybe you have a quirk in your next life, worthless loser." And just throws him onto, like, literally, like he pushes him, but he also let goes and explodes him, so sending him flying next to the desk near the window. Since he's in the anime, if I'm not mistaken, he's like the second row from the doors. So yeah, he literally lifts him up, throws him, then explodes him to use enough force so he can go right toward the window, landing on the desk near the window. If you're wondering why Izuku's not fighting back, well, let's just say that this is his past life. You're seeing the canon Deku, but this ain't canon Deku. Oh, no, 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 no. This ain't canon Deku, no. Katsuki in this is malevolent. He ain't just cocky, he malevolent. He's sadistic. That's how bad it is. If you can say that the canon Katsuki is sadistic, then this is way worse. I mean, sadistic in the sense that he literally loves to literally wail on helpless and defensive people. That's why everyone's so scared of him in this timeline. Ever since he turned 10, he's been so violent that he left most of his enemies, quote unquote enemies, into in the infirmary in the infirmary for I don't know a few hours. But no. Izuku, on the other hand, Deku in his case, Deku, what he dubbed him, oh, he did much worse to Deku than what he did to anybody else. I mean, he what he did to everyone else was bad, but Izuku had to walk home with a broken leg once. Yeah, that's how bad it was. He literally limped his way back home with a broken leg because no one helped him. Because Katsuki said, and I quote, "If any of you tried to help this shitty nerd, you're going to end up worse." You know, being that intimidating asshole that he is in this timeline, at least. And you know what? Izuku's had enough of this. Izuku, well, Deku in this case, has was is fed up to the boiling point. He's up to the fucking limit of his mental state. After what just happened, him Bakugo literally doing what he just did, because everyone's afraid of him. No one's going to challenge him in this. Middle school is where he is king. In this middle school, he is king. What he's gotten off with just a slap on the wrist by the principal himself. Yeah, even the principal's scared of him. That's how bad it is. And no one's doing a damn thing about it because his quirk is powerful. And this power is everything. Doesn't matter if you're a kid or not. If you have power, then you can get away with pretty much any fucking thing you want. And it's sickening. I mean, in this, Stain literally, like in this, Stain deserves what he does. Stain in this timeline, ooh boy, oh boy, he doesn't just kill fake heroes. He kills pretty much everyone with power, not just not just heroes, villains as well. Because villains, well, of course they're villains. Hello, they're gonna do whatever the fuck they want. But even villains, pedestrians that show off that they're powerful, that show any sort of power, yeah, they he gonna kill them because a it's sickening, and plus All Might is the only thing that's keeping the world from falling apart at the moment. Though he is a hypocrite, he's still the symbol of peace. So yeah. Anyway, I've that's enough rambling on for this timeline. Fucking 8 minutes of rambling for this timeline. Fuck, and then this timeline's not going to exist anymore. So you know what happens? Izuku literally just takes the chair from the kid that was just standing there. Like he literally got up and walked to the end of the corner, like behind Bakugo. You know what he did? Izuku literally just took the chair, threw it through the window, grabbed a shard of glass, and slit his throat. He didn't jump off. No, he did not fucking jump off. He slit his throat, and with the little fight left in him, you know what he did? He slowly walked to Katsuki. He slowly walked to Katsuki while stabbing himself right through the hand, having the sharp piece of glass facing outwards from his palm. You know, like like a glass spike in the middle of his hand. Yeah, he just stabbed it through the other side of his hand and having it like a blade. He's slowly walking to Katsuki, having adrenaline from just slitting his throat, walking slowly to where Katsuki is. Katsuki having a like just devilish and just sadistic grin on his face, like he's like, I didn't think you had it in you, Deku. I didn't think you'd not take the easy way out by jumping off the roof. Because in this, Deku just finally snapped. He just snapped like that. Everything around him just turned black. It's like Yandere Simulator when the snap mode. Yeah, everything just crumbled around him. So he just literally just grabbed the shard of glass and just slowly walked to Katsuki. When he got to Katsuki, he put his neck on Katsuki's shoulder and just whispered in his ear, "Have fun in hell." And then stabbed through Katsuki. Like this shard of glass ain't small. It's a few. It's like a foot or two long. It's like a foot and a half long. He stabbed it through his hand and just like I'd say like a few inches still out, and he just stabbed through both. He stabbed through Katsuki's heart and then right through his heart. So yeah, yeah, he killed himself and Katsuki at once. Ugh, fuck. Ugh, gruesome. I know. Ugh, fucking gruesome. I know. Well, give me a moment. Now that that's out of the way, let's get to the actual start of the anime. Well, not the actual start of the anime, but where Izuku is reborn as himself with the quirk memories past. Izuku, at this moment, he's born in a different timeline, a different universe, a completely different reality than what he just went through. Because when he wakes up, he's shivering. No, 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 no. Wait, why did I say wake up? When Inko gives birth to him as a newborn baby, as the doctor picks him up to hand him to Inko to do like hands him to a nurse to do a little bit of like quirk test to see if he has a mutation. Not that they notice that cold as he's as cold as ice, like he's cold as a dead person, and he's shivering because that's the most dominant memory in his mind right now. He's not crying. He has his eyes closed and he's shivering. That's all that's happening to him as a newborn because his quirk activated. Memories past. That's the first memory he sees, and it's not a pretty one. Oh, it's not a pretty one. If you just I'm shuddering right now just thinking of what I just did to that timeline Izuku. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Izuku, that's his first memory. Then when he's handed to Inko, he opens his eyes, he sees Inko, then a flood of memories just come back of him seeing Inko several times in several different timelines. One timeline was when he was a technopath, one where he had there's also one where he was born with pyrokinesis, another one where he was born with metal manipulation, another where he was abandoned as a child, another one where he was sold to the Yakuza several times, actually, and with another one where All Might is his father. Several, actually. Several where his father is All Might. Several where he's been reincarnated. He's just seeing these floods of memories in his newly formed mind. FYI, the quirk Memories Past allows the user to completely and utterly remember everything that they witnessed throughout any of their past lives. So they have perfect recollection. Like, perfect recollection. Like, if they witness something, they'll know they can literally just draw like a realistic photo, just like, I don't know, maybe in a few, I'd say around, I'd say around 45 minutes. Like a realistic photo with paint. Yeah, it's not like a black and white sketch. It's like an actual picture from a camera. Yeah, that's how good the memory is for the users of this. I say users, but there's only one user, and that would be Deku. Well, Izuku in this case, since that Deku is already dead, and that the reason that's his first memory is because that was his most recent life. Yeah, you can be reincarnated as the same person throughout different timelines. Yeah, that's the thing for this quirk. You can be the same person over and over and over and over. It's fucking sickening too. Just thinking about that. Just think about that. The first memory you see is your most recent past life, which is you just committing suicide. That's fucking terrifying. That would be fucking terrifying. Jesus Christ. What time is it? Fucking 15 minutes, and I haven't even got to the good shit yet. Well, you know how I said that this is mostly already seeing memories of his other lives, that he is Izuku? Yeah, he's even seeing parts of the main timeline where he was quirkless. His mother didn't really do much. She just cried and was felt sorry for her son. So yeah, he sees that. He sees Inko training him. He sees a whole bunch of stuff. I'd say a few years pass and Izuku's already figured out what the hell is happening to him. He realized that, oh, those are my past lives, but aren't they me? No, they're not. They're alternate versions of me, different timelines. As a 5-year old, he already knows the timeline theory. Yeah, he already knows the the theory of the multiple universes, the infinite possibilities, the infinite choices, and all that. He's at a 5-year old. He's already understanding that because A, he's remembering stuff as from him as a college student, and B, uh, you know how I said that he gains abilities from his past lives? Oh, did I say that? I don't know if I did, but if I didn't, well, now you know that he gains his abilities from his past life. So he has pyrokinesis. He has technology. He's a technopath. He has electrokinesis, pyrokinesis, just plain old telepath. He has a whole bunch of different quirks and abilities. I say quirks because when he goes to the quirk doctor, the doctor is just completely and utterly just like, what the fuck is with this kid? He has such a strong quirk gene. Like, yeah, of course he has a fucking strong quirk gene because memories past allows him to literally have every ability he has from his past lives into this one body. So yeah, 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 it's fucking overpowered. I like overpowered Deku. He has so many abilities I cannot list them at all at once. His main abilities, pyrokinesis, because this is basically the canon. This is basically canon. Um, the canon story. This is basically the canon story. So Hisashi, Fire Breath, Inko, telekinesis. Telekin. Well, she said it wasn't really telekinesis. She just can attract small objects to her. Ugh. Can't speak today. What should I do? Yeah. Izuku mainly uses pyrokinesis because A, that's easy, and plus he can also use fire breath and telekinesis. Like, it's stronger than Inko's, but he can also use fire breath like Hisashi. Um, yeah. How should I do this? A few years go by. He tells Kachan that he can't be a hero that bullies. He can't be a hero that just wants to be famous or bullies others that are weaker to him. He has to protect them. He tells him this early since he has the mind of a fucking college student at the moment. He's literally that he's that smart, but he's just reliving his lives. He's just like, might as well just enjoy being a child. Yeah. Katsuki in this isn't an arrogant prick. He's more reserved, but he still likes to show off his quirk. He's still a show off. I'm not going to change that. He's still a show off. He likes to have he has a flashy quirk. Of course, he's going to show it off. Hello. Izuku's main quirk that he uses is pyrokinesis because A, it's what he was supposed to be born with anyway. So it's what he would have been born with anyway, unless he was quirkless, which he wish he was never quirkless because of his most recent past life and what happened there when he was quirkless. Yeah. Um. Let's see. How should I do this? Years later, it started anime. He's 14. Teacher walks in. Everyone wants to be a hero. Yada yada. You just went through this scene not too long ago, so I'm not gonna go that far. Doesn't do that whole. Here's extras. Everyone else here is extras, so don't let me in with these extras and all that. He doesn't do that. No. The teacher still does the thing where Midoriya and both going to UA. I see. Everyone just actually, yeah, they clap. They just they just start clapping like a round of applause for the top two students. Izuku's first, Bakugo's second, like it should be. Izuku in this, like I said, is like way smart. He's a lot more mature than his age, so he ain't a crybaby. And plus, he's already been on several dates in his past life, so he's like, he's even laid pipe in his past life. So he's like, I don't really know what else I can experience that's new. So he's just nonchalant about everything. He's just like being like a lazy bum like Shikamaru. He knows he can do stuff. He's just like, I just want to live life, man. I just want to live life. It's just such a bother just to do stuff. He says that, but he's just nonchalant. He's just like, I'll do it anyway. Might as well. And like 12's, if you know who 12 is, you know that he does an Itachi what if, where Izuku is the reincarnation of Itachi. Well, like that, Izuku is going to do a lot of the housework. Inko don't have to do nothing. Inko don't have to do nothing. But he does encourage Inko to train a little bit to lose some of the weight, to excess weight, because she's kind of being lazy. Even though he's doing all the work, not leaving anything for her to do, which she tells him, honey, I like that you're doing the housework, but you're not letting me do anything. You're not letting me be a parent. Izuku replies, saying, well, you've already been a parent. You've already raised me. And now it's time for me to help you. you know, just being nonchalant is like, yeah, well, you've raised me for my life, and now I'm a teenager. So I'm going to take care of you now. You've already took care of me, so now I'm taking care of you. You know, he has trained with Inko on some occasion, because he did tell her that he not only did he get pyrokinesis, but he also got both fire breath and just telekinesis. Inko is like, wait, what? It's not just one quirk, it's two. Izuku says, you can say that. It's just one quirk with two parts. He tells her that. It's like, you could say that. It's more of one quirk, two parts, but yeah. Uh, let's see. Hasashi does come home. I'd say when Izuku is 15. I'd say his birthday for this is like during the 10 months of training. It's like dead on the 5th month. So Izuku's 15th birthday. Hasashi comes home saying that he's missed so much of his son's life, saying that he misses him and all that. He hugs Inko because he kept in touch with Inko, and he tried to talk with Izuku on multiple occasions, but Izuku doesn't really want to talk with him most of the time because he's relived a lot. He has memories of a lot of past lives, and he knows. And there's a lot of those where Hasashi doesn't really care about them. There's several where he just ditches them, several where he cheats on Inko, several where he's actually had several other kids that are his half siblings. Izuka has half siblings in some of those, so he's just like, yeah, I don't want to talk with him. I've already known what he's done throughout multiple different universes, so he don't want to talk to him. Nah. But when he comes, he's like, oh, hi, Dad. What have you been doing? And he just shows him all the work that he's been doing. He just shows him like all the statistics that he's been doing. Like, I'd say he works for the Yayorozus. Um, and I'd say the Yayorozu does fashion, also a little bit of programming. Like they have their own like side company that does gaming, like their own little side gaming company that tries to reinnovate gaming and stuff. So yeah, the Yayorozu family is a lot more loaded than it was in canon. I'd say like I don't know how much. I don't know how much, so I'm going to say like I'd say around $100 billion U.S. dollars. I don't. You can convert that on your own time. I don't want to do that. Um. Let's say that. Let's say that after he comes home, I'm going to pull Ryan Trunky and have Izuku be engaged to Momo. If you don't like that, tough shit. I like Momo, especially her hero costume. You know what? I'm gonna do something right quick. There, my girl Momo at. Woo! Look at that! Look at that art. Look at that. Look at this shit. Look at it. Look at her. I mean, Jesus Christ, is this her hero outfit? Because my God, she looks fine as hell. Plus, it helps, doesn't it? Because she has to have some skin exposed. I mean, of course she's gonna have a lot of fans. She's gonna have to expose some skin. Look at her fucking back. At least it's not that leotard. Because damn, was that very, very easily. That could have easily exposed something. Mainly those things. Mainly these things. You can't really see them because I can't show you where I'm pointing. Okay, back to what if. This ain't a good photo. 1 second. Yeah, this looks better. This looks like a better image to portray this version of Izuku. Um, where would I live off? Oh yeah, he's being engaged to Momo. Yeah, because Hisashi is one of Mr. Yayoro's best employees. He's like, you have a son, don't you? He calls him to his own. This is a flashback, by the way. This has been a few months ago, like I'd say 5 months ago, pretty much to the T. Hasashi comes into Mr. Yayoro's office, and at this moment they're friends. So they're at work right now. So he asked, "What is it, boss?" Well, he's still like casual with it, but he's still like, "What is it, boss?" Um, Mr. Yarusa says, "No need to be formal right now, Hasashi." What is his name? 1 second, I need to check this. Oh, I didn't feel like looking too long, so yeah. Well, I don't really know what his name would be, so I'm just going to call him Mr. Yayarozu for now. Since I don't know, I'm not really good with names, so I'm just going to call him Mr. Yayarozu. If you want to comment a name that I could give him, go ahead. I'm fine with that. Let's see. let's see. Sashi then asks, okay, so why did you call me in here? Mr. Yaoyorozu says, well, you do have a son, don't you? He's around 15, isn't he? She then replies, yeah, I do. Now, Mr. Yaoyorozu then's like, great! When is it? Sashi's like not really concerned about his friend because he knows his friend likes to do some like party stuff. Plus, they're friends. They know he's seen his Mr. Yarose's daughter and vice versa. You know, and Mr. Yarose's seen Izuku, a picture of Izuku and all that. A recent one that Inkos took. Yeah, that sent him. Um, um, Sashi gives the date, and then Mr. Yarusu just gives a grin. Like just give this like like not shy but sly grin, like this fox grin, like this old fox grins. Like, yeah, my family will be there. This surprising Sashi's like, okay, why is that? Why do you want to meet my son? And then he replies, because I'm going to marry my daughter off to him. Sashi's jaw just drops to the floor, like literally. You can see like his entire like mouth. I say literally, but to us it would look like it. Visualizing it like an anime, like his jaw would literally drop. Not in real life, but he's just stunned, like like someone's just smacked him with a ton of bricks. He's just staring at his friend like blankly. His friend slash boss blankly, like, huh, huh. What do you mean? Mr. Yeroza says. Mm, my wife and I has extensively talked about who we should marry our daughter to. First, we've considered several other rich families, but then we thought, they wouldn't want our daughter for any lovey-dovey reasons. They wouldn't want her for her. They would want her for our money to get more powerful and all that. So we decided maybe we should find one of our employees that we trust. If they have a kid, then we can marry our daughter to their son, and all that. Sashi's just like, huh? Okay, but why Izuku? And from, let's see, Mr. Yayorozu then replies, why? Because we've heard several stories about him from you and from Inko. Yes, Inko has called in to check on Hisashi a few times, and she also has the number two Mr. Yayorozu and Mrs. Yayorozu because of reasons. Because all three of them, Mitsuki, um, Inko, and Miss Yayorozu all went to high school together. Because Miss Yayorozu married into the Yayorozu family. And they've all been close friends for years now. So yeah, yeah. Um. So yeah, they know each other. All three of them know. The Bakugo family is also going to come to the Izuku's party as well. So yeah, not really that surprising, is it? Um. How should I? How should I do this? Michiye Rose is just. old friend. You don't have to worry about a thing. We've talked extensively with our daughter, and she's interested in your son, to say the very least. You don't have to worry about the thing. If nothing works out, then we'll let her choose her own husband. I'm just doing this out of courtesy for my friend. Hasashi's still, his jaw is still dropping. He's just like he's still stunned. He's still trying to process the information. Like, oh, my friend is marrying, engaging my son and his daughter. It still hasn't computed completely in his head. If you really wanted to, you could just see like a buffering logo right on his forehead, just like what? Uh, while Mr. Yaros is still talking, then he's like, "Oh, I have an idea," and then he just puts on speaker, call calls both Inko, his wife, Miss Yayorozu, and Momo, who at the moment it's still like this like I'd say like the start of summer break, so he can call her, but he hasn't called her yet. He called his wife and Inko, and they're both on speakerphone, and there's like, yes, what is it? Mrs. Yaros is like, what is it, dear? What is it, dear? What is it, dear? I can't do female voices. Damn it. What is it, dear? What is it? Why did you call me all of a sudden? And then Inko sees Hasashi because it's a video call. Of course, it's gonna be a video call. Sees Hasashi's like, Hasashi, are you all right? Hasashi's still like dazed. He's like, and then Mr. Yayorozu says, um, Miss Midoriya, I would like you to explain to your husband that I am engaging your son and my daughter, and explain to your husband that you and my wife have extended conversation with both my daughter and your son. Anko then's like, oh, I forgot to tell him. I forgot to. Oh, my bad. I forgot to tell him. Both both Mr. and Mrs. Yayo's face palm like, oh my, oh my. At that instant, Hasashi just wakes up. It's like, oh wait, huh? Oh wait, Inko, when did you get here? Inko just replies, honey, Mr. Yayorozu just called me. Oh, oh, okay. Why? To snap you out of that stupor you were in. As she giggles. While she's giggling. He then sees the monitor with Mrs. Yarose's face on it, as well as looking at his boss and friend. He's like, "You're serious? You're serious? Are you serious?" And then he's like, Mr. Yarose then shows a serious face and says, "Of course I am. I'm a businessman. Plus, I only want what's best for my daughter." And then Mrs. Yarosa puts up the idea is like, why don't you call Momo and have her tell Hasashi that she's agreed to it, to at least date him, to at least date their son. And then Mr. Yarosa is like, oh yes, 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 that would be a good idea. And then he just calls his daughter, and Momo answers it with the video call. Um, Looking at what is it, Daddy, and being because she's a rich girl. Of course, she's gonna call her father Daddy, not in the dirty way. Ugh. No, 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 no. She's a daddy's girl. He's overprotective of her because a she's rich and he don't want no moocher as a boyfriend for her. Same. Yeah. So yeah. If you've ever seen the um uh Better Live Unsaid Naruto, what it not what if but fan fiction, then you know how it is. I don't think many people have seen it though. Maybe you have. It's been 8 years. It's 8 years old, so maybe someone has seen it. Well, she's like from that series, from that where she's Daddy's little angel. Uh, anyway, she sees Hasashi and says, "Oh, hello, Mr. Midoriya. How are you?" And um, Mr. Midoriya, Hasashi asked, "Momo, did you agree to date my son?" She just blinks her eyes and says, "Yeah, I did. He seems cute." At that, Hasashi's just like, "Oh, then this is serious." And the flashback. Inko thought it would be funny and to not tell um Izuku about this, so this is his birthday. He's already out shopping. He's already out shopping for something, like just because both Hasashi and Inko just wanted him out of the house. I say house because it's not an apartment complex anymore. They live in a house. Like it's a decent condo. It's a decent condo. It's pretty big. It's big enough to have around like at least a party of 50. That's how big it is. So yeah, Mizuku's just out of the house, just going walking, just because he knows it's his birthday. So he's like, they're probably planning something. So I don't really need to do anything. He's been through so many birthday parties that he's like, I'm used to it. Because remember, this is still Izuku that's been reborn several times in his own body with different abilities. So yeah, he's been through a lot of birthdays and a lot of engagements and a lot of birthdays and so on and so forth. If you haven't guessed already, he already knows what's going to happen. He's had several engagement parties, several birthday engagement parties, and several dates with the same person. Momo, Uraraka, Mina, Jiro. He's been on a few dates with Toru. Sometimes he could see her, sometimes he can't, so he doesn't know if he can or cannot see her in this. Which he's assuming he can since he already has the memories of how to see her. You know, he also has been. How? What's other girls? I know there's Mina, Jiro. 1 second. Give me a moment. Oh, I just checked it, and I did not know there was only 6 girls in Class 1A. Holy shit. That's mind blowing. I thought there were more. I thought there were at least 8 girls in 1A. What happened? Oh, wait, I might be thinking of what if. Fuck. I'm stupid. I could be so stupid sometimes. Anyway, it's already 40 minutes. So, yeah. I'm just going to stop it here. Where did I left off with? Oh yeah. You know what? I'm going to continue a little bit more, like around 45. Yeah, I'll do that. Around 45. Let's see. Izuku's just off, having earbuds in his, having earbuds and listening to music that he's liked over his many lives. Izuku's just walking, listening to music, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Back at their condo at his house, um, Mitsuki, Katsuki, and Masaru just arrived. They just arrived at it, bringing. Mitsuki brought her famous quote unquote famous macaroni and cheese. It has chicken and broccoli and all that. It has some good stuff in it. It's good. It's very good. Um, she says famous because it's Izuku's favorite. In every timeline, it's his favorite. That does not change. Masaru brought a few little gadgets that he can tinker with because this timeline he has a memory of a lot of Deku, so he knows how to tinker with stuff. He likes to tinker with new stuff, at least. And I believe these would be new. Kotsky didn't bring anything until except his the 15 knuckle sandwiches that Izuku's gonna get from him if he can land them at least. That's if he can land them. Not too long after that, Yairoses arrive. Mitsuki, Katsuki, and Masaru are not surprised. Of course, they're not surprised because A, Mitsuki and Miss Yairose and Inko are all middle school and high school friends. So yeah, of course they're going to be. Um, of course, they're not going to be surprised if the Yairoses arrive at their house at the party of Izuku. Uh, Katsuki and Momo are, I'd say, friends. I'd say friends because this Katsuki ain't arrogant, ain't a piece of shit. Uh, Arrogant, cocky bastard like he is in the anime. But they're nice. They're hanging out. They're chatting since they don't really get to talk much. They don't get talk much, so they're just catching up on what happened in their lives. Um, they keep mentioning that he keeps mentioning that Izuku is just as calm and just nonchalant as ever. Which Momo has heard stories and seen pictures of Izuku being him, being his nonchalant self. But she's also seen pictures where he's happy, like actually smiling, like genuine smiles, or actual happy memories in his life through this timeline, like new memories from this timeline and all that. Um, I'd say that uh, Inko messages Izuku, like text him that you can come home now. The preparations are done and all that. Because he knows it's his birthday, and that's what they've done for several birthdays since he like became a teenager. So yeah, he just what he does? He uses one of his other quirks that he hasn't used yet. He just like okay, and just teleports like I'd say a block away from his house since he literally was walking for I don't know a few hours. I mean, he was walking for a few hours while listening to music, and he got quite far. So he just teleports a block away from his house into an alleyway that he usually teleports in. On the way, he sees like these guys harassing a girl. He's like, I'm just gonna stop it right now. He just burns their guns to stop them from breaking. Like melts the inside of the gun, so if they shoot it, it's going to blow up in their hand. Yeah, he pulled a Kotsky, so now they're going to pull a Kotsky. Yeah, their hand's going to go get fucked the fuck up. And they're screaming because they just fired the gun and it just blew up in their face. And they're screaming in pain. And then he just walks up to them nonchalantly and just chops them both in the neck very hard, cutting off their airflow and just knocking them out. And it's just like, yeah, it's easy. The girl's like, "Are you a new hero?" He's like, "No, I'm a student." What? And you just took that down like so calmly. He's like, "Yeah, not a big deal. You were in trouble, so I stopped him." If you don't know who, and I'll tell you who this is at a later date. She introduces herself, and he's like, "Oh, it's you." He says this out loud accidentally, and she's like, "Me who? Do you know me?" He's like, "Yes, I know you. I know of you. I've heard you. I've heard of you." And she's just confused as all hell. She's like, "You've heard of me? How have you heard of me?" And he's just like, "Shit, fuck, I let it. Damn, I'm too nonchalant, and I just let that slip. Damn it, I said it out loud." He's just like fucking beating himself up. It's like, my god, did I really just do that after all these years, all these countless years that I've been alive, and I accidentally said "Oh, it's you" out loud. Nah, why did I do that? He's just beating himself up about it, and he's just like, fine, whatever. Yes, I know you, Himiko Toga. Yes, I said it. It's Himiko. It's Toga. She didn't need no help. He just did it. He did it too quickly. Plus, she was frowning. She was like very. She had a very deep face. He saw her and he's like, oh no, I better save these guys before they get themselves killed. That's literally he was protecting them, not her protecting them because he knows he's 2 years, so he knows that she's been a psychotic bitch for now. So he's like, fuck her again. I don't want to deal with her. And then he's let that slip. He's like, fuck, 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 fuck. Damn it! Why did I have to do that? Damn it! Damn, 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 damn. Now she's now she might think I'm crazy. I don't want that. I don't want her to think that she can buddy buddy with me. You know, buddy buddy with me. So you know what he does? He does a little thing that he's learned. It's called memory wipe. It's where you can make someone forget. It's a technique that he learned in one of his past lives. It's not a quirk, but well, actually it is now. It is since it's in the quirk world. Uh, it's a quirk now, and it's called a memory wipe. It's a technique that allows him. Well, I'd say it's not really a technique. It's just no, I can't speak. It's let me say this. Deep breath in, deep breath out. I'm getting way ahead of myself. It's not a quirk. It's a technique he learned while training as a monk. It's a monk technique that he learned. It's not a real technique. This is something I just came up with at the top of my head. It's a way that you can make someone think that they hallucinate something, which he literally is doing right now. It's quite easily. All you need to do is like knock the person out, like show, like make them flash of light and make them forget what they did in the past. Like certain pressure points in their face and up on their head will allow make them think that was hallucination, which he does. Makes her pass out. Just lays her down near the stop. Like puts her down. Takes the two guys and just walks away. Drags them to the police station, just like quite nonchalantly since it's not that far. Takes it to him. He's like, "Yeah, I stopped these guys from harassing someone. Just take them in." And then he just walks off. The cop was just like, "Wait, did you use your quirk?" And he's like, "Yeah, I did. That was the only way I can save her." And they're like, "Oh, okay," and just lets him off with a warning for using his quirk in public. Yeah. What time is it? Oh fuck! It's already 53. Fuck. Fuck. This is gonna take a while for it to upload. Shit. You know what? I'm just gonna skip ahead. He's already at his apartment. He's at home. He opens the door, closes it. He walks in and sees happy birthday, happy 15th birthday, Izuku. He is like, "Aw, thanks, guys, thanks." And then Inko just comes runs and just hugs him. Like you're such a good son, and just like bear hugs him. He, he hugs her back and all that. They have a nice family reunion. He notices that Momo and the Yaoroses are there. He's like, so this is happening. To Momo, takes her by the hand, and then her and you must be my fiance. Everyone in the room is just like, what the fuck just happened? Inko especially, because she's like, how the hell did he know? Like, what are you? Inko just bursts out like, how the hell did you know? He's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You kind of left your door cracked when you were taking that coal, weren't you? she remembers back to the phone call a few months ago. She's like, "Did I leave the door cracked?" She's like, "Oh man, did he find out that way?" He's like, "Nice try and keep it a secret." He's lying his ass off right now because he already knew he was going to get it. He already figured that they were planning something big for him to be out for so long. He's been out for like an hour or two, an hour. No, I'll say 2 hours and 30 minutes, like 2.5 hours. So he's been out for a while. He's like, oh, so they're playing. They must be planning an engagement party for me, or at least something big, at least. So he already figured it out. And once he saw Momo, he's like, yeah, she's definitely getting engaged to me. He's like, oh well, I was already had sex with her a few times already through my past life, so he's like, it's not a big deal. He already knows everything about Momo, and even more so because he was married to her in the future for in one of the timelines, and B, he's been married and had sex with a lot of girls throughout time, throughout his incarnations of himself. So he's like, this ain't nothing. He's even relived. He's even been into a fantasy world where he's magic and stuff. Where he's was the chosen one that pulled out the sword. He's like, that was a weird one. It was funny. It was funny that he just like, huh? Wait, I've been a mage. Yes, and it's not just MHA canon. It's also those fantasy what ifs. Well, not fantasy what ifs, just like fantasy timelines where Izuku. It's still the same characters like Izuku, Katsuki, Momo, Mina, and all them. Like Ojiro and Koda. Is it Koda or Kota? I don't remember. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Do you know the animal guy? The guy that animal voice, Anna voice. Yeah. I should stop it here. Um, you guys have a good day. See ya.